Shalom, welcome back. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, praises, and honors to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to you brothers that's doing this work in sincerity and in truth. Back with another video, basically dealing with the upcoming famine. All right, I want to go into this article dealing with the upcoming famine because with this COVID-19. AKA coronavirus, we all know it's going to have an effect on a lot of other things. All right, it's going to have a domino effect, so you can understand. But let's just jump right into it. It says, explainer how the coronavirus is affecting food supply. The coronavirus pandemic has disrupted global food supplies and is causing labor shortages in agricultural worldwide. Panic, it says, are we facing food shortages? And yes, we are facing food shortages, because if you look at the rate people are buying and shopping on the daily nowadays, people are hoarding food, stockpiling food, prepping for this food shortage. A lot of people see this thing coming and they're trying to get prepared as they can, because what you will notice when you go to the grocery store, shelves are being refilled, but sometimes they're not being refilled to their optimum. Certain things are always missing, and it's gonna prolong. That's not the right word. You're gonna see in a while. It's gonna be less and less in the grocery stores as this manufactured crisis goes on. All right, now you have over there in Italy, people are already starving, angry, fighting, and getting ready to riot because of lack of food. Right. It says panic buying by shoppers cleared supermarket shelves of staples such as pasta and flour as populations worldwide prepare for lockdowns. Meat and dairy producers, as well as fruit and vegetable farmers, struggle to shift supplies from restaurants to grocery stores, creating a perception of shortages for customers, which they trying to hide it, man. Because I'm telling you, these restaurants, man, that are closed down due to this pandemic or whatever, there's managers in these stores and employees in these stores, because they can only do drive-through or carry-out. They're taking this food, man. All right, that food is not going to be put back into the supply. And like I said, the longer this goes on, and people that are in trucking, and I'm in trucking, and there's other people in trucking, the loads are not the same, man. The loads are not the same, and they're not moving as much food as they used to move, man. And then you have certain states that don't want to go, certain truck drivers that do not want to go into certain states, right? Because the hot spots all across this country dealing with the U.S. So what you see in Italy right now, like I said, just wait to a couple weeks over here. You're gonna see less and less food on the shelves. It says retailers and authorities say there are no underlying shortages in supplies of most products and have been or will be replenished. Bakery and pasta firms in Europe and North America have increased production. Food firms say panic purchasing is subsiding as households have stocked up and are adjusting to lockdown routines. So they're going to tell you that everything is all good. But the elder from Dallas, Ariala, and then the elder from I forgot the brother's name. But the brother is from the British camp, the head of the British camp, right? And they do the GMS World War III algorithms, and they really go into it. Now, they just put one out that's a couple hours long, but it's really a good listen, man, because they go into detail by detail, video by video, and they really break this thing down. Because of as we all know, a lot of crops they were supposed to yield got destroyed by weather events. So there's less of that going to be coming in. You got a worker shortage of people. I forgot where this was at. Not wanting to actually go out and pick and harvest the goods because of this coronavirus. So you have a lot of things compounding on top of each other, which is going to lead to these famines, man. All right. It says food firms say panic purchasing is subsiding as households have stocked up and are adjusting to lockdown routines. The logistics to get food from the field to the plate, however, are being increasingly affected and point to long-term problems, right? In the short term, lack of air freight and truck shortages are disrupting deliveries of fresh food, right? So that's gonna compound each other. Like I said, they say they got enough and they can produce it, but they got the quarantine, the restricted air travel, trucks not moving like they used to move, uh, which is going to create food riots, civil unrest, so you can understand. Longer term lack of labor is affecting planting and harvesting and could cause shortages and rising prices for staple crops. So guess what? It's a perfect. Everything is here for a perfect storm. Nobody's really got a job anymore, and people that got jobs are having their hours cut, pay cut, and guess what? They're raising prices for essential goods, food. So that's you waiting for. That's a perfect storm, man. That is a perfect storm to bring in this hardcore martial law. And Trump knows this. That's why he called up what was it, 1 million reserves. He knows what time it is. All right. But let me get some scriptures. I don't want to make this too long. Let's go to the book of 2nd Ezra 15:19. It says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy the houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." So this is what times we are in, man, where people are going to be lacking heavily, man. It's getting tight out here, and the longer they prolong this crisis, this scripture is going to come to life even more and more, right? Doors going to get kicked in, windows are going to get busted out. People are going to be armed, looking for what? Food, supplies. They even show you that in that quarantine movie. Even the main actor, I believe he went and busted into the house next door and took some weapons out of there. These are the days we are in, man. We are right there. So, you got to hold tight. Let's get another scripture. Let's go to the book of Lamentations 4:9. It says, "They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For they pine away stricken through for want of the fruits of the field." Right. So when people are desperate, man, when people got nothing to lose, they lose it, man. Hunger, especially if you got men out here, they got families, kids, small children, and to watch those kids sit there and cry, that'll drive a man to do things that he usually wouldn't do. Those are the times that we are living in for the society, because the society is coming to an end. And to water for Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah for that. All right? But let's jump back to this. It says, with many places grounded and ship containers hard to find after the initial corona crisis in China, shipments of vegetables from Africa to Europe to fruit from South America to the United States are being disrupted. A labor shortage could also cause crops to rot in the fields. A spring stars in Europe farms are rushing to find enough. This is what I had read something else earlier. Over there in Europe, farms are rushing to find enough workers to pick strawberries and asparagus after border closures prevented the usual flow of foreign laborers. Right, because they got to bring in that cheap labor. But now every society and every country is closing themselves in because of this virus, shutting off borders. You can't go get that third world labor. And these proud ass Edomites is not gonna get in that field and start picking this stuff. But they're gonna be eventually they're gonna be forced to, man. All right, because these martial law and prison camps are coming, so they're gonna have a flow of workers. It says France has called on its own citizens to help offset an estimated shortfall of 200,000 workers. More wide-scale crop losses are looming in India, where lockdown has sent masses of workers home, leaving farms and markets short of hands at staple crops like wheat near harvest. So all these places that supply not only their own country, but all these other countries across the world, they're telling you, man. They're telling you they can't pick the shit, they can't move the shit, they don't have the laborers. This is going to affect, it's going to hit close to home, so you understand. You might not see it now, but in the coming weeks and days and months, a lot of people are going to be driven into a life of crime. Is food going to cost more? Wheat Futures surged in March to 2 months highs, partly due to the spike in demand for bakery and pasta goods, while corn may sank a 3.5-year low as its extensive use in biofuel exposed it to an oil price collapse. All right, then they're gonna go into some charts, but let me go back into some scriptures and end it off. Right, this is Isaiah 65:13, and this is for the people that for the man to believe out there, man, and the woman out there to believe. You all right? It says, therefore, thus, Isaiah 65:13. Thus saith the Lord power. Behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. So the Lord will provide, all right? You know, the Lord will provide. If it's on the spirit of brothers that have the means to get some extra shit. Like I said, I said this before, we just get some extra shit. That's not going to save you, but it might help another brother in a time of need. Or even if you don't get it, the Lord will put you in situations where you will be able to get it. But you have to believe that and trust that. Verse 14, behold, my servants shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. Because you got certain men on this earth right now who are rejoicing of the tribulation that has befallen this earth. Right? We're rejoicing because we are sighing and crying to get the hell out of this place. All right, we are more. We've been past fed up, and we are grateful that Yahweh Shai is bringing his prophecies to pass, because we know what comes after these prophecies: salvation. All right, a righteous planet, things going back to order, and we cannot wait for that. All right, so these things must come, and yes, we are on the earth, so yes, we're going to be affected by them, but our faith will get us through. All right. I think that's pretty much it. Let me read this a little bit at the end. It says, some poor countries subside food to keep prices stable. United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization has warned that a rush to buy by countries that rely on imports of staple foods could fuel global food inflation despite ample reserves of stable crops. Fresh produce such as fruit and fish, or unprocessed grains such as rice, reflect more immediately change in supply and demand. Right, so the good stuff that you really need to live and it's going to give you nutrients, that shit is going to be sky high. All right? But, you know, you're going to be able to get your Fruit Loops and your sugar and your chemicals, yellow 5 and red 40 and all that bullshit. That's going to still be up there for the time being, and then eventually that's not going to be up there. But that's the point. I'm going to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh Shai. Yeah, and get ready for that famine. Shalom.